This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. So good morning team. So in today's session, in this Azure Data Engineer Master Program, in today's session we will talk about copy data from SFTP to SQL database with the Key Vault, and you can use the logic app for alert email notification in the Synapse. Okay. So we will understand today how to copy data from SFTP to SQL database. This SFTP can be there in on-premise. This SFTP can be there within the cloud. But first, let's understand what is FTP and disadvantages, what is SFTP and key features, why SFTP we need to use over Azure storage account, scenarios, copy data from SFTP to Azure SQL database, what is Key Vault and key benefits, what is Logic App, how to integrate with Azure Synapse, Logic App with the dynamic trigger body, dynamic trigger values, so estimations for Synapse, prerequisite required resources. So let's understand FTP. What is FTP? File transfer protocol. Okay. If you want to transfer any file, so we generally use a FTP protocol, which is a standard protocol used to transfer the files over the network. How it will work is, let's say you are a user who wants to share particular file with multiple users. Okay. Now what you will do, you will upload the file to the FTP server. So servers is kind of a computers or laptop, but which can store much more uh, large amount of data than your computers and laptops. Okay. So let's say your manager uploaded some file in the FTP server. So all the people who are working under his manager, they can download this file from the FTP and they can go through the guidelines. Okay. But what is the problem with this FTP is, so servers can generally store much more data than computers or laptops. Okay. So this server can store much more data than computers or laptops. Servers are built with more robust hardware to handle multiple requests from clients simultaneously. See, multiple people who are working under manager are accessing same file at same time. These FTP servers can able to accept that. We can configure our own computer to act as a FTP server. We can also configure our computer to act as a FTP server. Sometimes FTP servers will require an account with a username and password. Sometimes you can log in anonymously, meaning so it is not make you to provide the username and password as a mandatory. If you set it, it will ask, but you can have anonymous access also you can give on the FTP servers. We can use FTP clients like FileZilla, WinSCP to connect to these servers. How we can connect to the servers to download the files? We can use FileZilla, WinSCP. I'll show you how we can able to use those things. But what are the problems with this FTP is it is not a secure. Data is being transferred without any encryption. When manager is uploading, data is not encrypted. While they are accessing, data is not encrypted. So when you are sending data without encryption over network, hackers can able to take that file and they can misuse your data. And whatever data that you are sending is in a clear text. So data should be used only in the limited basis because you can't use it for your sensitive data and all FTP. So that's why we will go for the SFTP. So SFTP is it adds a layer of security. Data is encrypted using a secure cell. So whoever is uploading some data into FTP server, that must be a secure. That's why it is called SFTP, means secure. Security will be added on the FTP. That is nothing but a secure file transfer protocol. It authenticates the user and the server both. If user is accessing, it will check. If somebody is uploading something to the server, it will check. And it uses a port number 22. It will not allow anybody to access without port number 22 if you are using some other ports to identify you uniquely. Okay, you can say simply extra layer of protection. Data is encrypted. You will always have to provide your username and password for authentication. These are the advantages with SFTP. We SFTP over Azure storage account. We will understand. Advantages of SFTP is it is secure, it is easy to use, it has like integrations with legacy systems. After stopping the recording, I'll tell you there are some legacy systems the which won't support direct data copy. So in such times, in such cases, clients will load our data into SFTP. From there we can take the data very easily. Okay, because that is easy for the clients to load. Easy integrations. Okay, so granular security we can provide. We have a port based security, server to server transfers. It is convenient to automate the server to server file copy. Resumable transfer, for example, for some reason data is stopped copying after 50%, you can resume from 50%, no need to copy from 0%. When to use SFTP for secure simple file based transfer? Example, if you have a legacy systems, you can go with SFTP. Legacy means old systems. When you need direct file management, moving, renaming and all such things, if you want to do, you can use SFTP. But when to go for storage account is for large data, cloud based storage you want to use and process it. When you need a scalable system where like your storage want to be scaled based on data, high available, you want to mainly integrate with Azure services, not with the legacy systems, then you can go with the storage. Scenarios, we will see how to copy data from SFTP to database, creating a linked service to SFTP securely using Key Vault. So creating linked service to database, sending notifications on success and failure, parameterization of notification, dynamic content to notification. We will use web activity. Okay. Keyword logic app, so I'm not explaining those things. So this is how SFTP will copy data, like copy activity will copy data from SFTP to database. Later we use web activity to trigger success or failure notifications. So we need two linked services. We need two data sets, one copy activity, one web activity, one pipeline, Azure integration runtime. We need SFTP database, Synapse, all these things. Now what we need to create is we need to create SFTP, Azure SQL Database, Azure Synapse. Okay. Azure Key Vault Logic App. Total 5 services I am going to create. Come back to the Azure portal. So from where to where we are copying data today, team?
SFTP to Azure SQL.
Very good. SFTP to database. First, let's go to Synapse. Create Synapse Analytics. You can use existing storage account. Click Review, press Create. Click Create. Synapse is created. Create a SQL database. Whatever you know, let's create it. Click OK. After that, put this database size as a budget friendly. Click apply. Come to networking, enable firewall and Azure services. Click review plus create. Click create. Keyword. This is the resource group. Cloud Pandit -dev-akv. Click create. Now come to fourth tab. Click on creating the logic tab. Click on create ad. You can give consumption. Click select. Click create. Now I'll create a SFTP. Very careful observe. Go to storage accounts. Click on create storage account. Okay. Cloud Pandit dev SFTP I have given. So click on next. Enable hierarchical namespace. What it will create, team? What this will create?
ADLS.
ADLS Center will create.
Correct. It will create a data lake storage Gen 2. Now if you come down, you see enable SFTP. You need to click on this. Click on review plus create. So when you enable the SFTP, it basically creates a SFTP, not the data lake storage. Go to resource. In this, if you go to settings, you see SFTP will be there. So you need to create a local user credentials to connect to the SFTP. Click on add local user. Yeah, before I create local user, first I'll go to containers. I'll create a one root folder. So global is kind of my root folder. Okay. I'll go to SFTP. I'll add local user. So username you can say SFTP first user. Okay. SFTP first user I am saying. You want two ways you can authenticate. One is with password, second one is key value pair. Key value pair is a like huge process, but we generally use a password, but you can also enable both. I don't want the key value pair. I'll be going with the password. Click next. So to which container, what is the main container that you want to access is global. What permissions you want to give, full permissions on the global folder. And I want to give my home directory is, you can give root or you can say global is my root directory. You can also give global as your root directory. Click add. Now your password you will get, copy this password and keep it here somewhere for now. Now you see, I will copy the data into the data lake from my local, but I will not use anything. I'll use SFTP clients called FileZilla I will use. If you don't have FileZilla, very simple. You can just go here. You can say download FileZilla for Windows. If you say go to download FileZilla client for Windows, you can just click on that. Click next. It will install. That's it. Once you open it, it will open like this. Okay. So you need few things: username, password, port number. What is the username? SFTP first user is the username. What is the password? This is the password. What is the default port type? 22 for the SFTP. But what is the host? What is the server? So for that you go to SFTP once again here. You see connection string will be there. Copy this connection string. Put that connection string here. Whatever is there outside of this. Okay. So this is called a host. Sorry, this username is also this one type. Fully qualified name you need to give. Server name dot SFTP first user. Click quick connect. See, currently I connected to my laptop in HP folder. Whatever content is there, that is showing, because currently I opened my HP folder. Whatever is there, it is showing. Similarly, now I'll be connecting to the remote site. Click on quick connect. Click OK. See, now it is connected to the root directory, but it is saying, if you remember, root directory is global. Under global you don't have anything, right? So now what you will do, go to container here, go inside global, create a India, come here. Now what you can see here is refresh button. Click on this refresh. See, India folder, from the root India folder is showing. Double click on this. So India folder went here. Under India folder content it is showing. Do you have any content under India folder? No. Now what I will do, I will create a folders here itself. I created a folder structure, India / landing / credit data. Under this credit data folder, now I want to copy my data from my local system. So what I will do is, here you can see, right, content of that folder. So I'll be just moving. How simple it is to move the files from your local computer to SFTP, just drag and drop. Now these files are moved to the SFTP. Now SFTP means what? Here you can see India, landing folder, credit data files are here. I moved my local files into the SFTP server. This is, you feel like it is a data lake storage, but it is not data lake, it is a SFTP server. So that server, The thing is, it is easy. Legacy systems and all easily can move the data using these clients. Understood? Now, whatever files we have in this folder, all these files, maybe let me see the file content in all the files are same or different. This is also same. Okay, so all the three files are having same data basically. That is the problem. Do one thing otherwise. At least IDs you can change. Okay, save it so that we know this data. Because same data if you copy from everything. Okay, the first file I'm keeping same, and second and third file some data I'm changing. Let's say I have some files. All this file data I want to copy into database using Synapse. Okay, so what you can do, now you can go to resource, open Synapse workspace, open Synapse Studio. Okay, now go to manage, go to linked services, click on new. You can first, let's look at the SFTP. This is the SFTP. Click on this. You can give ls underscore SFTP. Host name, you know, host name is this. Put it here. Port number is default. SH host key validation you can disable. Authentication type is basic authentication. I will be entering username and password. Username is this. Password is this. Test connection. But this password I want to read it from Key Vault. So that's why I'll go to Key Vault. First I'll give required permissions. Add role assignment. Key Vault administrator. Click next. Select members. Select, oh sorry, Cloud Pandit dev okay, Synapse MS is one you need to give. Second one is Cloud Pandit underscore gmail.com. So to these two people I am granting the required permissions. I'll go to secrets, click generate slash import. I'll store here SFTP-PWD. What is the actual password? This is the actual password that I am storing here. Now I will use first Key Vault connection. I'll create directly here on the fly. Click new connection to Key Vault. Subscription is this. Key Vault is this. Test connection. Create it. After that, secret name is SFTP-PWD. Now test connection. Connection is successful. You can create. Okay. Now let's create a connection to database. So instead of storing only password, if you want to store only password. If you go with legacy, even it supports the complete connection string. Okay. But as per their recommendation, I'll store only password in the key vault. I'll go here. I have stored my password there. So what I will do, I'll just use ls for SQL DB. Server name is this. Database is this. Username is this. Password I'll be referring from the key vault. Okay, connection is successful. You can create it. Now come to data. Click on new. Yeah, directly let me just create a pipeline. I'll just bring the copy data activity. Source data set is SFTP, right? Select SFTP dataset. CSV. DS for SFTP. Linked service is this. Now you need to just browse it. Go to India. Landing. Edit data. Just close this. Okay. This subfolders we created. Click OK. You can use wildcard file path because we are pointing to the folder. Come to sync. Click new dataset for SQL database. LS for SQL DB. Sorry, this is DS, right? DS for SQL DB. Linked service is this. Table name. So you don't have any tables. What you can do is click OK. Open this dataset. You can give the table name here. Let's say dbo.credit data. So this table not available. It should be created automatically. Auto create table. So till here, let's debug first. So it is copied successfully. You can go to database. We can verify that here itself. See, credit data folder is created. You can just say select. See, data we have received. Some 100 and 200 is there. See, 100 and 200 is there. Triple one, triple two, triple three, triple four from some other file, and the single digit numbers are from some other file. 3 files data we got it. Now we will also understand how we can able to trigger the notifications from Synapse. So for that, logic app is created already. Go to logic app designer. Go to blank logic app. So you need to basically go based on the HTTP trigger request when HTTP request is received. So you want to send some body, you can just even give those things. Okay, so this particular body I'll give it here, but what you can do is instead of ADF name you can say Synapse name and email to subject, pipeline name, activity name, status, error message type. The method that we need to use is what method we need to use, Tim? Can you tell me? Whenever we are posting some secure data, we need to use a post. Click on new step. So here we need to directly trigger the notification, right? You can say send let's say from Outlook I'll send a mail. Search, maybe let's go with outlook.com. You go with outlook.com because Office 365 and all means that will ask some license and all later. The new step, outlook.com. We want to send an email. Click sign in. Login. Now we can give the to address to whom we want to send the notification. So we have write email to subject. We can say subject only. We can say here item. Please find pipeline status. Synapse name, pipeline name, activity name, error status. So Synapse name can pass it from Synapse name here. Pipeline name you can pass it from pipeline. Activity name you can pass it from here. Error can pass it from error message. Status you can pass it from status. Okay. Thanks MS Cloud. That's it. I think we don't need to take anything extra. Save it. Now come to here. Now you can just use web activity to trigger success and failure notification. Success notification setting. You have to have this URL. Copy this URL, put that particular URL here. Method is post method. Come here. Instead of giving it as this, copy this entire thing, put this body. Okay. Now pipeline here ADF name, instead of that it should be Synapse name, but you need to change here, but the formula is same, because if you go to system variable, here workspace name is there, right? Let me show you this. Even if you click on workspace name, it will show pipeline.data factory only. So that's why better to keep pipeline.data factory same. Even if you click on that, same will come. I want to trigger a notification to which mail ID is logged in. Cloud Pandit 64. I'll be able to log in or not, I don't know. Let me see. It looks like it is working. I'll configure Cloud Pandit 64@gmail.com. Pipeline is finished. Copy activity. Copy activity name. Copy data 1 dot status, and you just have to give comma here. Why it is highlighting here? Do one thing. And go to activity output, select copy activity, copy data 1 dot status. Okay, everything is okay. Do okay, because there is no error here. Correct, ready? Let's click OK. This is on the success. Clone of this. Take it as a failure notification. So this failure notification, click on this. So one thing is sure, instead of ADF, you need to change it to Synapse name, and all other things are fine. This is 64. Copy data. Copy data 1. You need to give your curly braces. Okay. Yeah. That's it. With this, you have to run your pipeline first time. I think this will run it for the success notification. Let's see. Now tell me, data into the database table, will it append or will it overwrite, Tim? I'm repeating my question. Data, will it will it append or will it overwrite? Come to notification, pipeline is finished successfully. Okay. Now data will be appended, team. So in order to, you see earlier it is 910 records. If you run it, it will be 38 records. But if you want to do overwrite, every time it should be overwrite, what you need to do? You can use here truncate, right? Truncate table dbo.credit data. If you run once again, now what happens? Data will be in the truncated mode. See here, now you come to the database and check it. How many records you have here? 19. Because data is overwritten, again you should get a one more success notification. Now what I will do, I'll give copy data one while truncating. You know that table will not be available. Copy activity is failed to truncate that table and it will fail, and we will get a fail to notification. Let's see whether we are going to get fail to notification or not. See, copy activity is failed. Fail to notification is sent. Come here. An error has occurred, so failure notification we received. Okay, so this is how you should copy data from SFTP to database. Now let's say, see, target can be anything. If you have a multiple folders, you can copy the data from multiple folders using dataset parameters. I hope you know everything. Now next important thing, so some people will use WinSCP to connect to this what is this particular SFTP. So that's why let me show you from WinSCP also. So WinSCP is this. Okay, download WinSCP. It is downloading. I'll show you from WinSCP also. You can see, right, free for SFTP, SCP, S3 and FTP clients. Double click on that. Install for all users. Click here. Click accept. Click next. Click 1 second. Click next. Install. No, that is SFTP in the cloud. That is not ADLS. That is SFTP we created. Okay. That's why we created directly connection to the SFTP, not to the ADLS. Using that SFTP connection, we are accessing this data only, right? This is not a ADLS. Now you need to consider this as a SFTP. Understood, Sai Sumant?
Yes, Mani. So what is the purpose of creating the local user?
Hmm?
We have created one local user inside that SFTP, right? What is the purpose of that?
To access that particular SFTP from let's say local clients. For example, I am using here FileZilla. Now I am using the WinSCP. I am opening, right? So we have used same credentials even to connect to the SFTP. So you can use that particular local user credentials to access the SFTP. You should have at least one user to access. Okay.
Okay.
So now you see team, this is a WinSCP. Okay. Let me just close everything. Let me open from very beginning. You see a WinSCP. Double click on this. Just open like this. Okay. See, left side is our local directory and right side it is showing the content. Now I'll put the host name and all same as whatever we have done. See, host name means from the connection string. Port number is same. Username is the local user like I created, right? That person. And password is, this is the password of the local user I am using. Click on login. Click accept. Now you see, as it is a root directory is global, under global you have India, under India landing you have, under landing credit data you have. So you can see this. Now if you want to bring data from some SFTP server into local, it is easy. You just have to drag and drop. Similarly, if you want to get some data uh, from let's say here from this particular local directory, okay, from local directory into SFTP, this is also very easy. See, file is just moved, salary.csv just moved. Okay, so whatever files you want to move, image and underscore complete.txt, you can move it. Now you want to move, let's say this, I'll rename it as underscore test. So I want to just renamed, I want to get it back, I can just get it back. This is very easy. Okay, for legacy systems or for moving the data from local to the storage like SFTP to the local system. So moving the data between the servers, it is easy. Okay, no need to use any tool or something to move any data. Understood, team? Because sometimes you might heard, right, some source systems we don't have we don't have any connection, so users will manual upload randomly periodically. So when they upload, they'll let us know, right? How they will upload? Simply, if the source system is SFTP, they'll just drag the file like this to make the data is available. Understood? I have shown you both WinSCP and FileZilla to connect to the SFTP team. Any questions? Any other questions?
No, it's clear.
Okay, team. Thank you on that, sir.